Hello everyone, this is Clint from Clint's Permaculture Nursery. I want to talk a little bit about something that I want to show you in the next video, how simple it is for someone to make $30, $60, $120 an hour. It's really simple. You just have to think like an entrepreneur. To think like an entrepreneur means you can't have an aversion or a hatred of capitalism. Capitalism, guys, is not bad. Capitalism is when someone takes a PDC course. That's not bad. If someone sells you a Nanking cherry bush, that's not bad. Capitalism is not bad. Now, if we're going to get on capitalism, we need to have definitions for it so we understand, and it doesn't, because I think the younger generation especially is so confused about what true capitalism is. If I'm growing a pawpaw tree like I'm growing, and you want several pawpaw trees, and we communicate with each other, okay, these are the price of the seedlings, this is how they're growing, this is what you need to do. I can get you 10 for this particular price, they look good, I'm going to send it through the mail. You send me the money, we trade your energy of whatever, however you did that, with my energy of growing the plants in the sun and the water. And then you get the plants, you grow them out, you get pawpaws, you can then reproduce them, or you can enjoy the fruit, or whatever it is that you're going to do. That's true capitalism. But for someone that hates capitalism and hates the idea of profit, they're going to have to rely on donations, which has to come from somebody else's profit and somebody else's capitalism, and it's not sustainable. So we as permaculturists have got to, I think, get out of this. You know, it's kind of like capitalism's thrown under the bus every single day, every single day, every single day. Capitalism can be good and it can be bad. Now, if you really understand permaculture, it's hard for someone in permaculture to use capitalism in a bad way if you understand the three ethics. It's near impossible. But by growing this nursery that I'm growing to sell locally, and to sell my surplus of perennial plants and annual plants to chefs and local families and different things like that, I'm using capitalism to expand my systems, which is, for me, buying another little piece of land. So I'm going to use that, so it's good. But it's really hard for somebody that doesn't think like an entrepreneur to be able to understand how they can get ground. If you have any ground, or you can lease ground, or you can just talk to somebody that has a little bit of ground and tell them what you want to do, most people are not going to be too adverse to that, as long as you keep it looking somewhat neat and somewhat clean and somewhat tidy, especially if you're on someone else's property. Then you can use a natural system, which is how all wealth, and there's nothing wrong with wealth, how all wealth is produced is through natural systems. You've got to understand that. We as permaculturists got to understand that. So don't, when you hear the word wealth, don't get all puffed up thinking Rockefellers and stuff like that. True wealth is having something like when you see Stepholzer or Jeff Lawton. Those guys have true wealth through their systems. And depending on how far they want to take the monetary wealth of that or the income wealth of that is totally up to them. But you as a permaculturist, if you're getting started, especially if you're getting started, and you have this aversion to capitalism, you're going to have a hard time doing the things you do, because either you're going to trade your time for hours, which is very limited, and it's very low profit, and it's hard to get ahead that way, or you can use natural systems that you can do some energy, let the sun and the water's energy through photosynthesis grow that, and then trade that for somebody else's income or energy through money, and then you can do other things with it. What you do with it is totally up to you. Capitalism is not bad. And I wish we wouldn't see that all the time when it comes to activists and permaculture and stuff like that. If you want to go over and help somebody in another country, it's got to come from capitalism. If you want to buy land to start a system, it's got to come from capitalism. One way or the other, it's going to come from yours, or it's going to come from you begging somebody else to give you money to do that. And to me, that's just not sustainable, because when the donations run out, what are you going to do? And that's what we need to think about, sustainable systems. So in this next video, I'm going to show you how simple it is with capitalism and a backyard small nursery and observing your areas around you that you can go out and make $30, $60, $120 an hour, pretty much as you want to make, as long as you understand the business side of business and the entrepreneurial side of being able to market that and get customers. It's not difficult. Good plants sell themselves. So I'm going to go into this next video and show you that. But think about next time that if you catch yourself saying something bad about capitalism, I think it's very limiting to the movement of permaculture, if you want to call it that, because it puts people at odds with the true abundance that can come out of a system. Just my thoughts anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to make that kind of money per hour, doing something that if you're a permaculturist, you'll enjoy doing.